All right. Hello. We're jumping in hot tonight. Because I have to read a chapter. Figured I'd start a little early in case that way I had more time to work on the game. So let's get to it. Doop, boop. This is a good chapter. Graham's up in the north. He got transported there by mysterious means without his arm, meaning he has no way of transporting to get back. Oh, come on, dude. I really need a stand for my phone. Okay. And, yeah. So, he's trying to get his way to the northern mountains to meet up with the Harmonians so that he could get back to the south with his friends. And, yeah. Right now he's traveling in a caravan. And their caravan's about to get attacked by some bandits. Very dangerous bandits. And he's about to fight with a Canaanth that he just ran into. Let's do it. We got some quarter cask Lafroig in the glass. Ooh, peaty and good. Alright. My eyes were burning from the intense light from the device that was cutting into our container's back door. Everyone that was asleep was jostled awake and became shocked and confused. Some of the younger travelers began to cry to their guardians. "Hey, that's my sword!" The elf I took the beaten up sword from yelled out to me. I gave the blade a few practice swings and looked at it. "Mind if I borrow this for a bit?" My swings must have looked impressive to the elf, as his eyes went wide for a moment and he sat back down. "What's your name?" I asked the Canaanth that was crouched in the fighting stance next to me. "Reuter Woodwing. You?" "Graham Milford. Nice to meet you." Nice to meet... ... Before I could finish, the door swung open and the interior regained its natural dimmer lighting. "Ah, full of life," this one of the hooded figures called back to his buddies. "Kill all and break next door." Second hooded figure instructed the first one and pointed to the inner door at the back of our container. "Annoyed," the first one complained and pulled out a thick machete-looking sword with a glowing green edge. The 13 other passengers and the trolls migrated to the back of the interior, leaving Reuter and me standing alone between the hooded thugs and them. "Huron, you can't be scared of these little guys," I called out behind me. "These are the Shadow Point group, Graham. Their bosses are highly influential and are even able to buy off the elven guards. Very dangerous and brutal," Huron informed me. "Great. Reuter, are you still fighting?" I said and pushed the crouched Canaanth with my elbow. I was getting bored anyway. Reuter responded with a crazed laugh. I don't know what it would be. Leaving me to think that this was exactly what Reuter wanted to do anyway. Exactly what Reuter wanted to do at that moment. "Careful, my love," the female Canaanth called out to her mate. 2 more Shadow Point members got into the back and sighed. "Ugh. You know, if you're so annoyed that there are people here, you can go mess with one of the other 100 carriages." I tried to apply reason to the situation, but in response, the 2 new members pulled out weapons. "Fine. Guess we'll have to fight. Reuter, keep that one away from the back," I said to the excited Canaanth, and I pointed to one member holding the laser cutting. Tool. But he immediately ignored me and jumped into the group of 3 instead. His impressive agility caught the group off guard as he front flipped and kicked 2 of the 3 when he landed, knocking them into the wall behind them. He then swiped the 3rd Shadow Point member with his claws, but the hooded figure was too fast and defended the strike with his machete in a loud clang. Reuter didn't let up and swung around meeting the machete with more strikes, knocking the hooded attacker left and right frantically in defense. The barrage of swipes and kicks Reuter was delivering made the machete wielder lose track of his surroundings and caused him to step outside the open door, falling out of view. The member was cut with a cutting tool, kept heading to the back of the container toward the innocent bystanders, so I stood in his way and calmly said, "You don't need to do this. I don't think there's anything in there anyway. Just take your friends and head out for the night." "Orders are to take everything, no exceptions. Move," the large bulky-looking person said behind its black mask under its hood. The cutting member was about to push me out of the way when I lifted my sword and pointed it at its chest. "I'm not going to ask again. Will you please leave us alone?" The thick-hooded person responded by lifting the heavy-looking cutting tool in the air and swung it, knocking my sword away. Using the momentum of his strike, I spun around and accurately slashed the person's wrist, causing it to drop the heavy tool on its foot, and began jumping around, holding his smashed toes, leaving it open for me to drop-kick the large figure. That was a mouthful. Hold on. Slashed the person's wrist, causing it to drop the heavy tool on its foot. He began jumping around, holding his smashed toes, which left it open for me to drop kick. They began drop kick the large figure. Wait, allowed open for me to drop kick it. To drop kick. To drop kick. To drop kick it. Square in the chest. It flew back and tumbled next to his two fighting partners that were having a hard time with Reuter. Reuter saw the large Shadow Point member on its back and gave me a raised claw fist in approval. The one member that Reuter pushed out of the door began to climb back in with an angry grunt. "Behind you!" I called out to Reuter, who turned around and jumped into a backflip, narrowly missing a machete blade to his face from the angered assailant. The hooded figure with the machete's head. Huh. That's really confusing to read out loud. The hooded figure with the machete lost its face covering when he tripped out of the container, so I could finally see what we were dealing with. To my surprise, it looked like a short-snouted polar bear. Though snarling at that moment, I could see it being sort of cute in another light. There was a loud clunking noise behind me where the group of non-fighting passengers were huddled together. "Hey!" a voice called out, and I turned around to see who it was. The rodent-faced caravan owner was peeking through a small hatch in the partitioned wall. "What's up?" I called back to the rodent. We're out of here. Get them out," he said quickly, then closed the hatch. The mouse man must have been quite confident in our abilities, as he didn't ask if we could get them out. Emphasis on could get them out. "You heard the mouse, Reuter." Before I could finish, the crazed Canth was ignoring me again and engaged in a slashing barrage on the two still hooded, now recovered, members he dropped earlier. Not seeing any better options, I rushed the polar bear. He quickly sat his sights on me and wound up for a slash with his thick blade, but I used my running momentum and slid between the large bear's legs and grabbed the back of his cloak, pulling him backwards. The unstable bear lost his footing and slammed to the ground, gasping for breath. Reuter managed to knock his two opponents backwards enough to cause them to trip over the polar bear, also falling to the floor. Coming up with a quick idea, I smiled at Reuter, who cocked an eyebrow in response. The now 4 Shadow Point members were slowly trying to get to their feet when I engaged the heavy cutting tool with a flash of green light and loud electrical pops. "You guys better get out," Oh, you guys better head out. I'm not sure how to control this thing, I said with a struggling grunt as I swung the cutting laser pulses back and forth, making scorch marks all over and narrowly missing the frightened gang members. Ah, watch it, Reuter called out and jumped behind me. One by one, the Shadow Point members fell out of our caravan as it lurched forward. The polar bear didn't budge and stood in the doorway, blocking the electric pulses with his glowing machete. Sorry, buddy. End of the line. You gotta go, I said and dropped the heavy machinery. Just as the smirking bear was about to step forward, just as the smirking bear was about to step towards me, thinking he won the standoff, I held out my palm facing the bear and said, Brazier. Brazier. I keep saying Brazier. Brazier. A ball of flames formed in my palm, and I willed it straight. It was a pitiful ball of fire, like a birthday candle floating towards my enemy. Lucky for me, it landed on the wide-eyed polar bear's fuzzy chest, and made him jump back, slapping the ignited patch. As his attention was occupied, he didn't notice his position to the open door, and fell back outside of the now-moving vehicle. And once again, fell back outside of the now-moving vehicle. Reuter secured the door, and I walked over to my bench seat position and plopped back down onto it, breathing heavily. As the hesitant Kenneth came and sat next to me, I said to him, "You're a crazy fighter, man." "Look who's talking. What kind of Harmonian are you anyways? Was that magic?" Reuter asked as all the travelers were now staring at me. Panic coursed through my body as my intention was not to stand out, but just to get back home as quickly as possible. "He's an elf," one of the older bird-faced passengers said to another in their group. The three rough-looking elves walked over to me, and I handed the sword I took back to its owner as they examined me. Examined me. "Doesn't look like an elf. How'd you manage a fire spell?" the sword loaner asked. "No, I don't think so," I said plainly to the confused-looking elf, who promptly queried no more. Wait, what? I confused myself with his dialogue. "Doesn't look like an elf. How'd you manage a fire spell?" the sword loaner asked. "No, I don't think so," I said plainly to the confused-looking elf, who promptly queried no more and sat back down with his friends. Yeah, those are one of those long ones. I said plainly to the confused-looking elf. Without another word, they promptly queried no more and sat back down with his friends. A bird child was staring at me intensely as it sat next to its mother. It couldn't contain itself and blurted out, "What happened to your arm?" "An elf cut it off," I answered quickly, and the three elves nearby, another one of those long ones, I answered quickly. The three elves nearby looked at me with large eyes. "Boy, I'm liking this bloke more and more," Reuter said with a bright smile and patted my arm before taking his original seat next to his mate. "Grain, you're such an interesting fellow. I have a feeling you might just be able to make it atop Mount Garaku, after all," Huron said to me with a smile. The exhaustion of the fight and previous day's exercise finally caught up with me, and I was unable to remain awake. Huron's large, squishy body made an excellent pillow to lean on, since his horrible trash smell dissipated. I'm sure that he must have felt confliction having one of the species that kicked him out of his home treat him so familiarly. But if he was angry, it didn't show. A loud thump woke me up, and I realized it was light outside. There was a large lake in view from the window and a luscious green grass and trees reminding me of the forest regions I left behind. Even though I lived most of my life in the city, I felt a pang of homesickness for the rural life of Kenneth Village. "There it is," Huron said to Huron. And Huron said to Huron and me, then pointed out of the window opposite of our side of the container. "Ah, yes, Elevashnia. The kingdom of the elves, and home to Larnfeldor the 11th, Huron added. The castle and surrounding grounds looked astronomical in size. Even being miles away, I could make out details of the structure due to its magnitude. To think I could have been executed at such an impressive establishment might have been something to be proud of. I wonder what the king wanted to use me for anyway, I thought, remembering what the general proposed before I left Corlin's dungeon. What was that? Wait, Corland, I said to myself with a tinge of panic. What was that? Huron asked. Oh, nothing. Sorry, I just remembered something important, I answered, and started thinking of what could have happened if Corland was stuck at the barracks where I left him. Yeah, I gotta rewrite that. He's no longer there. What could have happened if Corland was stuck in Cannith Village? The entire Elven Forest army would have come looking for him at some point. Are you three getting off soon? Juron asked the elves. Not that it's any of your business, troll. But we wouldn't be caught dead at that stuffy old castle, the female elf said with venom in her tone. We began to slow down until we stopped completely. It was hard to see what was up in the front of the caravan, but it did not appear we had gone to another rest stop, so I got worried. We are close to the Elven domain. It's most likely a checkpoint, Huron explained, as my eyebrows raised and I began wringing my hands. What's wrong? They're not going to check the caravan cargo, are they? I asked while trying to get a better view of what was ahead. Before Huron could answer, we began moving again. I felt relief and laughed to myself for my cowardice. Unfortunately, we were just pulling into the checkpoint and quickly were surrounded by elven soldiers. There were 10 or so soldiers on either side of the caravan, and I noticed one mage holding a book with a pen. A few of the soldiers began knocking on the side of the container we were sitting in, and I noticed more than a few nervous faces from my fellow travelers. When the soldiers' pounded reached the back where the door was, I turned to Huron quickly. I've got to hide, I whispered loudly to the surprised troll. There's no need to worry about this. It's common. It's a common stop. We've got nothing to hide in here. There's nothing illegal about traveling to the mountains in a caravan, Huron assured me. Cool, good to know. I leaned in closer to Huron and cut my mouth so he brought his head down to hear me. I'm kind of wanted by the kingdom. Huron's eyebrows pushed together, and he moved his head closer to me. The Elven Kingdom? Why? I looked around to make sure no one was paying attention to me, and whispered a bit softer. I kind of, in self-defense, killed his son. Huron spit out some water he was drinking, overhearing my confession. Huron looked around frantically. That was you? Oh no, Huron said and looked to the back door. Quick, get behind me. Just as the back door opened, I lunged behind Huron's massive back and squeezed myself as low as possible. The pressure and temperature were intense, but I slowed my breathing and focused on being silent as I heard the light footsteps of elven soldiers taking count of the inhabitants of our container. Trolls, one of the soldiers said, standing a few feet from me. Why aren't you in the tunnels, huh? He asked in a suspicious tone. Well, we are headed there now, actually. Had to run an errand back in Lurith. Huron answered without hesitation. Right. Needed 2 trolls, did they? Another soldier asked. Safety in numbers. You all know how rough Lurith this time of year can be, Huron added. You two, stand up, the first voice ordered, and my heart sank. With all my strength, I dug my heels and one hand into Huron's back to avoid exposure. Huron grunted at my grip, but covered it up with a cough. The large squishy troll began to stand up slowly as to not cause me to lose my grip. The timer began on my strength and Huron's pain tolerance. Which would give out first? Out of the corner of my eye, I saw lanky, skinny arms patting down Huron to my left. With my breath held, I squeezed my eyes shut and pretended to be a backpack. You're just a backpack. Nothing to see here. A hand brushed by my knee barely, and my eyes shot open as my heart pounded. My mind began playing all the scenarios I might have to endure. If they find out it's me, I'll have to just run for it. What if they take Huron and Juron for helping me? I can try to scare them with magic. Elves are probably used to magic, though. Maybe Reuter will back me up. Even a fight-crazed Cannith like that wouldn't take on an elven army. Maybe they don't even know who I am. Have you come into contact with any strange Hammonians lately? One of the soldiers asked, as I felt Huron tense up. Strange? Strange how? Huron asked nervously. Can sort of poof and has a sword for an arm, the soldier explained. Shit, they're totally looking for me. No, I can't say I've seen any poofing Hammonians with sword arms ever, Huron said with a nervous chuckle. Can we get this caravan going? We're going to be late, I heard Reuter complain. Hey, watch your tone, Cannon. Yeah, put a comma there. A soldier reprimanded, and Reuter just huffed in response. With the soldiers satisfied, they one by one left the caravan container, and I finally let go of Huron. The red marks I left on his back looked a bit painful, so I apologized, and we all took our seats. The entire container was looking at me and murmuring to each other about my behavior. Poofing about? Sword arm? Huron asked me. Transporting, not poofing. And yeah, my other arm had a sword attachment. I quickly confessed. Graham, I'm not sure I've said this before, but you are by far the most interesting person in Orbem, Huron said plainly as he continued looking forward. What about your? Huron asked, and Huron looked over at him and paused for a second, then returned to his forward position. Yeah, we gotta stop that. Huron asked. Huron looked over at him and paused for a second, then returned to his forward position. No, Ur is the most insane person in Orbem. Not interesting, Huron replied in his same plain tone. Well, now I'm interested in Ur, I thought, and enjoyed the feeling of relief for the next few hours. After a few hours, we hit our second elven checkpoint. Checkpoints number 3 and 4 forced Geron to be my hiding place, as Huron said he would rather let them take me the next time than let me pinch his back again. The checkpoint ceased as we entered troll territory, or more appropriately, Hammonian territory, as my troll guides would see it. At that point, all but Huron, Geron, and I were left in the caravan container. Last stop, all, the rodent caravan provider called through the little opening. Provider called out. I could see his whiskers poking through the opening. Poking? Poking. I could see his long whiskers poking through the opening as he spoke. Thanks for the ride, I called back to him, and Huron, Geron, and I exited the vehicle, then watched it take off to a building connected at the base of the mountains. The ground was rocky and barren. It appeared any sort of tree or other life had been snuffed out to create roads and warehouses. There was large and advanced machinery transporting rocks to other machines, and even though we were far away, the noise was grinding on my nerves. Huron and Geron began running faster, far faster than I anticipated, into a building to our left, so I chased after them. The building was full of gravel on conveyor belts, stemming from deeper into the mountain, being fed into some large boxes, but there was no person around. Home. Good to be back, Huron said to no one in particular. Why are we hiding? I asked, a bit out of breath. Huron didn't answer right away, so Geron put his hand on Huron's shoulder. We need to tell the boy. He can't help us otherwise, Geron pleaded with Huron, who knew it himself. Pretty Huron. Huron must have knew it himself. Oops. Why are you falling? Yeah, let's keep it like that. I can kind of see. Huron must have knew it himself, but I could tell the subject was sensitive as Huron's jaw was clenching. Juron and I were part of the Trolls' High Council. Honestly, only I should have been banished from the tunnels, Huron began. Forget any notion of that, Juron insisted, and Huron smiled tightly. He took a deep breath before continuing. Let's add that. He took a deep breath before continuing. Well, anyway, the council were brought before the Harmonian leader to discuss future operations when that fool decided to order us to relocate and focus our digging to the lower southeast gallery. Huron explained as his fist clenched under his nails until his nails bit into his palm. The southeast would put us dangerously close to goblin burrows. Juron took over as Huron looked off to the side. Why would they want to dig into goblin burrows? I asked. That's precisely what I asked. All the leader's representative, Crowden, would say was the materials we require will be found there, and asked us to leave. I know I should have left it alone, but us trolls could not be seen actively breaking the Orbem war treaties under any order, even if those pompous know-it-alls require it. Huron was now yelling. I looked around to make sure no one was coming in to investigate the noise. Huron put his large hand on Huron's back, and Huron turned then... That's a confusing sentence. Huron put his large hand on Huron's back. Huron turned, then began pacing a few yards away. Huron blew up on Crowden. They were forced to annex him from the council and the troll tunnels at request of the Harmonians. I didn't want him to be alone for fear they would hunt my brother to stave off any rebellion, Huron explained as he looked down. Why are they so worried about rebellions? I asked with a furrowed brow. My brother is not the first or only to speak out against the Harmonians, Huron explained, and my mind began analyzing all the new information. Oop. The Harmonians had massive influence over Orbem thousands of years in the past. An Orbem war broke out. That included them somehow, but then they vanished. My original thought was they returned to Myropelia, but Calderon said they lost contact with them years prior. Suddenly I learned the Harmonians live in the mountains in the north to that day, but do nothing but boss trolls around and stop people from talking about the war. No wonder everyone in the north hates Harmonians. They seem like a bunch of selfish pricks. Why do trolls obey them? I asked, and Huron laughed with an edge. Though trolls can live for hundreds, the truth is our ties to the Harmonians have been lost for at least 1,000 years. They do provide us with new technology to strengthen our homes and simplify our lives, but the cost severely outweighs the benefits, I'm afraid, Huron said and began coughing. Huron rushed over and held his coughing brother. So what do you expect from me? I asked with a narrow gaze. Huron stood up straight and looked at me, then said, You're not like them. You appear untainted by time and influence. Our hope is you can reason with their leader, Doran. Snap them out of their indifference of Orbem. You must know much more about our present world than any of them. Huron looked around before continuing. Maybe leave the half-elf part out of it. I put my hand to my chin and began to stroke it. Yes, that might be distracting. Okay. I think I know what to do. I can't promise it'll get you guys unbanned, but it just might get me home. I mean, make them see reason. And get me home. I finished with a bright smile. Juron and Huron looked at each other, then glanced quickly at me and frowned. The other three of us... The three of us snuck carefully to the main entrance of the tunnels. It looked large enough to roll a skyscraper through. What shocked me the most were the 2 stone doors, one on either side of the entrance, matching the size of the opening. A colossal floating metallic vehicle was passing us by, so I attempted to crouch out of view. Huron and Juron informed me that all the rock movers were automated and built by the Harmonians, so there was no need to avoid them. As we made our way through the entrance, it grew colder by the step. My old cloak was not keeping up with the frigid temperatures. so I was worried about my mobility. I was worried my mobility would suffer over time. Up ahead, I could see a road on the right where the rock movers were driving back and forth, and to the left was a guard station along with tall fencing that blocked the left portion of the entrance. "You're up," I said to my troll associates as they stood in front of me. My idea was to start acting like a pompous Ammonian and force my way in, but the trolls told me even though they were subservient to a point, Ammonians were still not allowed to walk the tunnels without permission or a chaperone due to safety protocols. "Hold up, you two," a troll called out to us from the guard booth, stopping our entrance through the gate. "Where'd you come from?" "Wait a second. Huron? Juron? What are you two doing down here?" "Hello, you're... I didn't know they had you keeping watch at the front. Congratulations. That's quite a big responsibility," Huron said in a patronizing way as I peeked around Juron to get a look. "You're... Uh-oh," I thought as I remembered hearing reference to that name by the two trolls in the caravan. Patronizing way. I fought and peeked around the two trolls to get a look, as I remember hearing reference to by them in the caravan. You wouldn't believe it, right? There I am, minding my own business, having a conversation with my rocks, and a council member brings me here. "You're," said with a chuckle afterwards. "Council member, huh? Well, we'll just be coming through." Going through. Why did I say coming through? Going through. Huron started to say and lead us into the fenced doorway. "I told them about the dragons. Said my rocks could feel them coming." "You know what they told me?" The guard troll asked and widened his eyes as he waited for a response. Huron stopped walking and took a deep breath, then let it out slowly before answering. "What did they tell you, Ur?" "Go on, guess," Ur insisted as Huron rubbed his eyes with his fingers. "That there hadn't been a dragon in Huron started, but was interrupted. 300 years, that's right!" "Wait, was that you who I talked to? Did you bring me here to watch the front?" The simple troll began to twist his face and look around intensely. What I figured was his thinking face looked painful. "No, we just got back from an errand. We're really in a hurry, though. Do you mind letting us in?" Huron tried to speed things up. Right. Let me just... Hey, wait a second. Gotta follow the rules." Huron turned and looked at a sign on the inside of the guard booth wall. There was a drawing of a troll finger pushing a green gem, then a drawing of a troll mouth with lines indicating sound next to a similar green gem, followed by a drawing of a happy troll face, and ending with an open fence drawing. Ur pushed the green gem, and Huron looked at me with bulging eyes. My gut told me that was probably a communication device to verify who's coming in. If Ur had told the others Huron and Juron were there, our plans would be blown. "What's the issue now, Ur?" An annoyed voice called out through the glowing crystal. "It's a real one this time, I swear," Ur complained to the person on the other end of the crystal talking device. "I've got here... Wait, Ur! Did you see that?" I screamed from behind the two trolls, and Ur looked at them with his head cocked to one side. "Who said that?" Ur asked. "Who said what? Can you take your finger off the communicator, please?" the annoyed voice asked. "Was that a dragon?" I screamed again, and Ur's tiny eyes grew as he burst out of the guard booth. "I knew it! We told them, didn't we, Rocks? Let's go!" Ur exclaimed, and he ran past us, three with large rocks in each hand. We didn't waste any time and quickly entered the fenced door and found an alcove carved into a nearby tunnelway, away from view in any direction. Clever. Wait, did I screw that? Yep, hold on. I screamed again. I screamed again. Yours, Yer exclaimed as he ran past us with 3 large rocks in each hand. Yeah, that's fine. Clever, I can see how you've survived thus far, Jiron complimented me. This is as far as we'll be able to take you, I'm afraid. I'll give you directions to get you to the door that the council uses to meet with the Harmonians. Huron said and began drawing in the dirt floor. Drawing on the dirt floor? Drawing in the dirt floor. Drawing in the dirt floor. His juvenile art made me miss Siona's intricate dirt drawing skills, but I figured I had the gist of his directions. Unlike Hagaroth Mine, where the elves had brought Iona and Genie after capturing them, the tunnels were much more developed and spacious, also freezing cold. I would have to avoid digging trolls along the way, but Huron let me know that most would be congregating in a gallery where they eat around that time, so I wouldn't be too crowded. Thanks, guys. Let's meet back here after I meet up with the Harmonians. Let's meet outside the entrance. After I meet up, let's reconvene. Yep, reconvene outside the entrance after I meet up with the Harmonians. If you hear any alarms or angry mobs forming, it's probably safe to assume I've been caught, and you should get out of here as fast as possible, I said with a smile. Huron and Jiron smiled back at me. I really hope you can get back to your home. I'm sure they all missed that wit of yours, Huron said and patted my shoulder. Jiron nodded and I began jogging away in the direction Huron's map pointed me. Judging off the first turn I took and the distance to the first turn on the map, I was going to be jogging for quite some time before I hit the first elevator. On more than one occasion, I had to jump into a large bucket full of rocks to avoid being seen by a straggling troll heading to lunch. After about an hour or so, I finally reached the first elevator. It was large but comprised of wood and rope pulleys. Why do I say but? It was large and comprised of wood and rope pulleys. Though I could see at the top was a fancy metal box with 3 crystals embedded in it. So it seemed I wouldn't have to heave myself up by hand, which was lucky given how many hands I had at that moment. With a grunt, I lifted the very heavy safety door to the point where it swung up the rest of the way on its own, and I entered the elevator. There was another advanced-looking metal box at the back of the 200-square-foot wood-slated floor with 2 green crystals embedded. My assumptions were one went up and the other down. So I went to hover over the top one when loud thudding noises, like a timpani drum increasing in intensity, caught my attention. "Hold the elevator! I'm coming!" A low feminine-sounding voice called out, causing me to hesitate long enough to allow a large troll to enter the elevator next to me. Yeah, that's too long. A low feminine-sounding voice called out. The surprising call. The surprising The surprising what? The surprising holler caused me to hesitate long enough to allow a large troll to enter the elevator next to me. With raised eyebrows, I looked up and she looked down. Alright. We did it. So where are we at? This is about 28 pages for today. I know I said 32, but I kind of feel bad just reading 4 pages of the next chapter. So that's fine. Should be good. We are over halfway done. I have 5 more days. Ooh, cutting it close. Alright. Well, it's pretty good. I usually start actually working on the game around now, so I didn't lose too much time. Boop. Let's close this. Let's turn up some music a little bit. Alright, that's better. Well, hey everybody. It is me, Scott V. Adrian. I am the writer of Orbem, and soon to be the writer of Myropelia, Book 2, which you just heard a chapter of if you are listening to this. Pretty close to a final version too. I mean, I just have line editing and proofreading next, so story-wise, it's not going to change too much. Maybe just the way sentences are structured and stuff will change. So, lucky you if you're watching this and you care about hearing random chapters in Book 2. So, yeah. Orbem is a sci-fi fantasy crossover novel. You know, takes place in another universe with a bunch of scientists. So, what we're working on normally on stream is, boom, Orbem Order. It's an RPG game based in the universe of Orbem, using characters, following the story of Orbem, basically. So, it is a standalone. People can probably just play this game for fun, and then if they, want to know about Orbem, the universe, they can read the books. Vice versa, same thing. If someone reads the books and they want to have fun inside of Orbem, they can relive the story in the RPG game once it's done. I'm building this all in WordPress. This is a WordPress website, and I'm basically developing a game engine to build this game. So where we left off was I was developing a custom repeater field to add walking paths for NPCs, so that they can automatically walk around. I'll definitely need to create triggers for that, but for now I want to just try to get this to work on the front end, because boop, right now it's not. So let's see here. What do we got? Right now the JSON's not parsing correctly, and I think I have an idea how to test that. So let's get rid of this whole replace junk, and actually let's just console this out. Walking path. Yeah, okay. And I'll just use an online JSON parser, and then it'll tell me what the error is, because I'm not exactly sure what it is. Maybe it's missing a label or something. All the music you hear in the background is me singing or screaming or playing piano. These are all old bands I was in, or music I've developed, inspired by Orbem. Some more recent stuff. A lot of it's available online, so if you like anything you hear, go ahead and ask for it. Been a website developer, programmer for about 20 years. I've been a WordPress programmer for about 15, 16 years. So if you have any questions about programming, or being a programmer, or working as a programmer, getting jobs as a programmer, whatever it might be, advice, how to deal with bosses, how to deal with getting a raise, that kind of stuff, I am more than willing to share my experience, because I've done it all. Alright, so online JSON parser. Boop. Dupe. Let's see what we got here. Here we go. Expected property name or bleh. Alright, well, like I thought, removing this should help. Expected property name. Oh, I need to turn these into this. Right? No? Huh. Well, let's format it or some shit first. And all these sites are, they get to use, what is this, Freestar? My website hasn't gotten approved for ads. I want to put ads on it. Okay. Wait, doesn't JSON allow array? I don't fucking know. Hold on. Hadoop, 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 Hadoop. I want to see what is the issue here. If I do this, I mean, I know this is an object. Maybe I should just how do you convert a string to an object? String to object. I mean, yeah, I know I've looked this up already. Yeah, see, it's JSON parse. That's why I'm confused. Oops. Why did I do that? God damn it. I mean, this should work, right? What's the big deal? Expect property name column 3. 1, 2, 3. Expect property or what am I missing here? Is it the fact that it's not a string or something? No. So let's double check how I'm bringing this to the table, because I should be able to just turn it into an array and then what is the problem here? Let's go to, what is it? Orbem explore. Alright. Let's go into oh, I'm already there. Awesome. So I'm encoding it. JSON encoding. I wonder, do I need, I think I found out I do need to encode this. Huh. Maybe I should get rid of the no, I can't get rid of the replace. Let's try this. Let's not do the replace. And let's change this to this. Oops. Whoops. Whoops. Oops. There we go. I don't know why that was so hard. Okay. There we go. Wait, what? Oh, wait. I think you just have to put 3, right? No? Yes. No? Maybe it's 3 with this? No? How do you... Oh, maybe it's just 2? What the fuck? What am I doing wrong? I should be able to... do that. But then I want to do that. Yeah, see, I want to do that over here too. But it won't let me because... Oh, okay. I don't know what I was doing wrong. I think I kept putting it on the wrong side. Alright, let's try this. Okay, let's close this. Alright. Let's see what we get. Okay. Now it's all that. That did not help. Wait, unexpected white space. What does that mean? Unexpected white space. Is there an extra space I missed? No. Let's see what it looks like. Boop. 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 Where is this unexpected white space you speak of? Here we go. Oh, look, it's still using... Huh. Well, it's working. That's confusing. Okay, that's right. I mean, is this not a JSON string? I encoded a JSON. I encoded an object, right? Son of a bitch. Alright. Maybe I need to change the format. Maybe this just isn't the right way. So instead of this, I can loop through and do walking path as path and do it like this. Path HTML, kind of the same way. And we'll create a new HTML, which will just be no. Let's double check actually. JSON formatter. JSON format. So the JSON comes out like these. Oh wait, command console. Alright. Copy you. Cool. And then let's put it here and let's see what the issue is. Yeah, well, it looks pretty good here. Let's see. Validate. Validate. Is it validating or what's wrong? Validate. I mean, it looks right, and yet it won't parse. Is it not parsing because it's already JSON? Wait, it says valid JSON. That's possible. Maybe it's already valid. Let's see here. Hold on. If that's the case, then I don't need JSON parse. I just need the walking path. which is the same shit. So let's just go boop. Walking path. And then walking path. Okay. And I think... Oh. Let's just change this. So annoying. Burp, 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 burp. Alright, cool. Okay. Let's see if that works. I could have been just trying to parse JSON, you know? Looking a little glitchy. I apologize. Okay. Let's try it out. Womp. Could work. Whoops. 643. What did I do? Oh, is that why it's red? Okay. I was about to change some shit. And then I stopped. That makes sense. Try again. There we go. And no errors. Okay. No errors, but it's not doing anything. So let's find out why. Technically, he should be like launched off the page. So it appears nothing's happening. Alright, what did I do again in the code? Let's quit you. By the way, if you didn't catch yesterday's stream, we've got a new metal cover coming out. And by we, I say me. And the dude I'm having make the music part. It's gonna be epic. I'm going to stream it. So if you're interested, I will post on my YouTube channel. And I don't know if you could post on, I mean, I'll post in the Discord, I'll post on my YouTube channel the time, because it's not going to be the normal stream time. I'll be doing it like earlier in the day. And yeah, I'm gonna stream a recording. It's gonna be a lot of singing, a lot of interesting singing and screaming, and I just want to, you know, stream that whole process and get that documented, because I think it's, you know, interesting for people, especially when you just hear my music or hear me do a cover or something like that. It's like, oh, cool, you know, but you don't really understand what kind of work goes into it and like what it sounds like. I mean, you could think everything's fake, you know, just everything's all editing and stuff, but just hearing the raw recording is pretty cool. Or you could just not care at all. You know? Like, who the fuck cares how it works, you know? I don't even care about your music. Whatever. It's fine. See, look, now I have 2 walking paths. I don't need both ifs. It's already ifed. So, assuming that this is already an array object, let's see what happens. Okay, so I'm setting the interval. If it exists, which it does. And then I'm checking the length. So if walking path length is less than, oh, -1 is greater than position, which is 0. Then do it. Wait, if this is greater than, no, if this is less than position, keep going. No, if this is greater than position. Because once it hits the end, stop. Okay. Yeah, let's give this a shot. I am interested. So let's see if this interval is even getting hit. Because possible it's not. Walking path. Dot length. This could not be an array at all, so that could be why. And then let's see, this position should be 0. Man, this computer's been running like shit lately. I really can't close anything else. Like everything's closed. It's just OBS and my IDE, you know, they just both take up so much CPU computing power. I just wish I could have like, I don't know, a stronger computer. Just to get some consistency. That's my main problem. Because it's 60 FPS and then it goes down to 20. And then it goes up to 40. And then it goes up to 60 and down to 40, 20, 60, 40, 20. It's just like, oh, look at that. Okay. Length is 59. That leads me to believe it is just reading the string. Meaning it's not an array, which is fucking annoying. Hold on. Okay, so JSON parse doesn't work because it doesn't see it as JSON, even though it's valid JSON. So what the fuck, dude? No. Try again. It's weird it's not saying that it's invalid. What the fuck? I got rid of the... Oh, did I not compile? Yeah, why isn't walking path not being found? Like... Huh. Let's try again. Okay. So this is obviously not correct. Yeah, I still don't know why it's invalid JSON. Shit. Alright. Well, let's go back to the drawing board where it was, because obviously it needs to be a path array again. JSON parse, okay. Yeah, so I don't need this. This should be valid JSON. This should parse no problem. But it's not. Let's double check again why. It is weird that that other parser didn't work, even though it's valid JSON when you just copy it out. Not a fan. Wait, what? Come on, buddy. I forgot to move that light. So I've just been streaming with a bunch of shitty light this whole time, huh? That would be a little better. Alright, come on. Let's get this. I always get caught up in this stupid shit. Okay. Is it working? It is working. Whoa. What the fuck? That's so weird. Why was it airing out before? Okay. Well, let's see what's going on in the HTML. It should stop once it hits the end of the array, so I'm interested in what the hell's going on. Alright, well here's Forno. His position is going between the two. Very interesting. That's good. Why is it looping though? Position. Oh. Position's still going up. Yeah, so it should be done though, right? Because this is not... Oh, else. Wait, what am I doing else? Position 0. I'm starting it over. Huh? Did I build this to repeat? Yeah, it's going through both and then going back to the start. I did build this to repeat. It's functioning perfect! Other than it's completely throwing me off the map. Okay, so what I need to do now is pick better movement points. So let's do 23, 24, 34. 24, 34. And 24, 44. I know it's going to be to the top left of me, but it's better than nothing. And then let's just move him like 300 pixels over. 27, 34. And let's leave him in the same left position. So we'll just have him walking down and then back up, down and back up. Let's try that. This is pretty cool. And then once we get the transition put in place and we add the trigger points, then, you know, I can add triggering as a taxonomy or something. I need to add triggering to the cutscenes because that's when I need to trigger this. When the cutscene ends, he needs to walk away. Alright, let go. Go! Alright, so now when I continue. Check it out. Doop, doop. Look at that. NPCs moving on their own. How fun! Alright, now I need to add the transition logic, which I want to use the same logic that I'm using for the projectiles, so that no matter how far the distance is, they move the same consistent speed. That is a genius thing that I'm very happy I made exist. Genius. But let's talk about... Hey, Alberto. You're just in time for success. You want to see something cool? Success. Look at that. I know, there you go. So you saw it. And it's pretty freaking cool, man, because now you're not hearing today. Uh-oh. You're not listening. What do you, oh, you have your headphones off or something? Listening or whatever. Okay, so you're just gonna watch. I went to the doctor and got, oh, ear cleaning, and I hear, oh no, shit, that's not good. Bad news. Well then just check this out. I'm gonna add more. Boop. So I add here. I'm gonna do 2734. Left, let's do 2344, so that's just 100 pixels over. And now we have another walking path. So now he'll go 3 points. Check it out. So now when I refresh, he's gonna move 3 points. See? Now he moves 3 points. It's fantastic. Well, I know you can't hear me, but okay, that's good. You can't use AirPods, got it. So you can kind of hear a little bit. I'm like talking to you in sign language. Yeah, so now I can add as many points as you want too. So like I can have them walk through doors, I can have them do full paths, I can have them do rounds, like if they're bad guys, I can have them, you know, do whatever. So now NPCs can move around on a predefined path. And it still triggers all the same things. They can run into you. Boop. Hey, get out of here. Get out of here. Okay. So now we just have to make it transition. So let's do that. Transition. Regulate speed transition. This is what I need. In this case, you'll need to use only equal distances. No, because I created this function here. This regulates transition speed. Basically, it's doing some math, and it takes the distance between 2 points, and it does some calculations, and it changes the transition time based off of how far it is. So it actually makes transitions, no matter how far the 2 points are from each other, move the exact same speed. I created this for the projectiles and you know, originally for walking for the bad guys, but I changed the walking logic. So yeah, this fancy little math thing here regulates transition speed no matter how far the 2 points are from each other, which I'm using for this. So let's see here. Yeah, it's pretty freaking cool, because that was a big problem. Every time I go too far, things will go really fast, you know. I have the move logic path right here. So I use move NPC, and this starts the interval. But now what I need to do is add a transition to the NPC. So let's start that up here. Add transition. And that's going to be regulate transition speed, which actually I need to see how I use this. So it's position A's left, top, position B's left, top, the position itself, and the multiplier. I use the multiplier to make it go faster or slower. Yeah, go ahead. So this actually determines how fast that general speed is. So if I want it faster, I use 0. If I want it slower, I add multipliers to it. So let's go back to where I was using this. Boop. Alright, we got regulation transition speed. Well, first actually, let's Style transition. Oh, okay, cool. It sets it. Cool. So let's do it like this. The left position. Oh shit, that's defined here. So it looks like I'm gonna need to change. Yes, that's right. This will have to change depending on this. So let's do it like this. Before this happens, I need to set the new transition speed. So regulate transition speed. Alright. So position A will be... I need to change the position speed every time they move. So we can do the first one will be position -1 maybe. Okay, path array. Yeah. Let's do it like this. So this will be the second. This will be the second left. Second top. This is getting complicated. And then we'll use NPC. And then we'll put 0 because I want them to move fast. Okay. And the first one... Oops. It's going to be position -1. Okay. Let's do prev position, just in case it's 0 is the first one. Then... Oh, and then we'll do next position. Yeah, this will be important. These need to be different. Okay, because if it's 0, next position is 1. Okay, so here's how we do that. Const prev position equals 0 is does not equal position, then position -1, otherwise 0. Const next position, oops, learn how to spell, equals position. Alright, welcome back. So now I'm setting up the regulate transition. I just need to make sure that the position that I'm choosing is right, depending on where it starts in the interval. So position is 0, then next position is, okay, yeah, that's what it is. If prev position, oops, if 0 equals previous position, and that's position +1. Oh, well, if it equals 0, then I can just say 1. Otherwise, position. Right? Because if it's not 0, I want the... No. Maybe previous position is always 0. Yeah, maybe this should always be position. Yeah, this is position, and this is always position +1. Unless you get to the end, which it should be 0. Yeah, that's what it is. So this is position. Position. Yeah, so this should always be positioned. So I don't need a previous position. But next position, if position equals if position equals what is it? Path array dot length -1. Then next position is 0. Otherwise, it's always position +1. There we go. Math. This should work. Let's wrap this just in case. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, this should work. Now what we should see is a regulated transition speed. Otherwise, when it repeats, I think what I'll do... Ooh, then got the mute buttons. So yeah, position is 0, blah 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 blah. Okay, you know what? This logic... I think I can do this before the if statement. No, I can't. Maybe I can... Okay. How about this? Maybe I only change it after the if statements. That'll work. That way, I can set the transition only once. Position. And basically all I'm doing here is determining what the position is. Right? I think so. I mean, why else do you need this? Yeah, it's just to figure out what the position is. Yeah, I think that's right. Okay. I'll do this. And the next position... like this. But by default... next position is 1. Right? That's how it starts. Yeah, I think this might be a little too confusing, but this should work. Next position equals 1. Yeah, this is right. Alright. First try. Come on. So... Scotch. I'm a fan. It's all I drink. Not against other alcohols, but I don't like sweet alcohols. You know? I don't like, you know, many rums. Even different types of whiskeys are too sweet for me. Irish whiskey and Kentucky bourbon and any sort of bourbon. Yeah, they're all too sweet. Even some types of scotches are too sweet for me, to be honest. But if you get me a really peaty, no matter how rough it is, a really peaty scotch, then I'm happy. I like it's like liquid wood, like liquid tires, you know? Like I'm good. Alright. Well, doesn't look like the transition's being set. Let's see actually if that's true. Let's just benefit of the doubt. It didn't compile yet. Well, I don't know. Interesting. The transition is not getting set past 0. No, it is getting set. Let's see here. Path reposition. Left. Alright. Okay. I'm gonna cancel out these because for some reason... Oh, no. Hold on, let me double check. Does this require them to be just numbers? Yeah, it's just doing some math. So we got A, B, position. Okay, and it's setting it. It's doing a parse int diff difference, getting the distance between the 2 points, and then whatever, multiplying it if I need to, which I'm not. So it's just using the distance between the 2 points. So the closer they are, the faster they go. The farther they go, the faster, the farther, the least. They go less fast. That way it slows down as it gets farther away. But something's wrong here. Why are they not... Why am I getting 0? Let's see if we're seeing the right shit here. Wait, what the hell? What's the error? Duplicate code. Oh, shut up. Let's get just the left positions, make sure they're changing. Actually, I'll just do both, whatever. Oh, it's a little long. Make sure the next position, maybe the next position is just matching the position for some reason. And it's just creating a 0 or some shit. Yeah, let's see what these two are. They should always be different. Well, that's not true. The first two are the same. The third one's different. So it should be same, different. Otherwise, I'm seeing something wrong. Okay. Yeah. That looks correct. Okay. And let's do top. Should be pretty much the same. Okay. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Well. Wait. Why are the top and the left seem the same? Hold on. Let's do this. Make this a little more robust. So these are tops. Thank you. Got a new painting. from my daughter today. She's getting more creative. We got her starting some sculpture classes soon too. Top. Alright. And then this is left. Alright. Let's see what we got. These should be different values. Otherwise, something wrong. Next position. 0, 1. If the path array... So if the end of the path is greater than or equal to the position, then set the next position This is basically just so I reset the position to 0 after I hit the end. But that means that next position needs to be here as well. I don't know if that's the problem. I don't think it is, but that is something I just noticed. So let's see if that helps. Yeah, next position. This is already true, right? No, that's just if it equals the end, then it's 0. Okay, so this resets it once we get to the end. And then it starts again at 1. Otherwise, it's position plus 1. Okay. I think this will be pretty close. Let's see what we got. Okay, so top. Okay, so now it looks better. These are two different positions. Left is the same. The previous and next is the same. Correct. Top should not be the same. Oh, okay, but these. Oh yeah, it is the same. Okay, no, this looks good. So the transition should be set now. Maybe it's just too fast. Well, let's see. If it's not a value, then it's still broken. If it's 0 still, then it's broken. But I will try adding a multiplier on it, maybe. Yeah, it's still coming up 0. But the positions are changing. Just maybe they're too close? I don't know. I'm gonna go into this and see what's going on, what it's receiving, because I feel like everything that I'm sending is correct. But the distance is wrong, so let's see. Why am I getting 0? Oh, wait. I'm so stupid. Please ignore me. Alberto, why do you watch me? I'm such a stupid man. I don't understand very basic multiplication math. Did you know that 0 times any number equals 0? Fucking idiot. 1. 0 times any number is 0. This is a fact of life. And I was multiplying the value by 0. Because why not? I know everyone that watches this stream assumes that I'm perfect and I do everything perfect, but I'm just usually perfect. How about that? Sometimes I like to give lessons and do things wrong. Fuck. Let's see. Okay, so no errors. It should now transition. It might be fast, but it should transition. Oh yeah, look at that. He's a moving. He's a moving. Okay. Does look faster when it goes down, though. It should be the same general speed. But it is interesting because his up position is slow, even though it looks like it's the longest distance. But down is really fast. I think it's because it's going back down to 0, maybe, or to the starting position. Maybe my reset for the repeat is wrong. It's really hard because I'm dealing with random numbers. Let's make him slower. It'll probably be a lot more apparent. We'll multiply it by 2 and see what happens. I mean, honestly, I should create another field in the walking path for speed, because maybe some people I want to move really fast. But yeah, I'm definitely seeing some issues. I know with the bad guy, I times it times 10, and his slow walking path seems to be the same no matter where he's going. So maybe it's just because it's too fast. It's kind of hard for the computer, the styling to catch up, the transition. Let's see if I slow down a little bit, if it's less. Still fast. Let's do something cray. I don't want to go as slow as the bad guy, but let's do like times 5. I still believe in my regulate transition speed function. It makes sense, because the farther you are, the higher the transition time is. It's just whether I need to like come up with some math around that. To make it more consistent, but we'll see. What the fuck just happened? Yeah, the last one's definitely the quickest. Maybe my transition's not changing correctly. So yeah, it goes 1500, 500. 1581, 1500, 500. Huh. Oh, am I doing it in the wrong order maybe? Maybe that's why. No, because 500 should be fastest. It's so hard because he's moving so quick. Oh, okay, hold on. Let's make this easier to tell what's going on. We'll change it every 3 seconds. Yeah, the interval might be what's screwing me up. Because what's happening, I think, is that the interval is going to the next position before the transition changes. Or something. Maybe. Like before he's done moving the distance. Could be wrong. That still doesn't seem like 2 seconds. There we go. Still going fast. Okay, well at least now I should be able to tell what transition speed he's moving at. Let's see. see. Yeah, right. So it goes 1581, 1500, 500. No, that's right. Why does 1500 seem so fast compared to 1548? It's kind of weird, huh? I mean, I know 1581 is 81 milliseconds longer, but it's only 81 milliseconds. Shouldn't be such a big difference. Just looks like he's shooting down. Isn't that weird? Maybe that is going fast, actually. Could be. It just seems like there's a weird lag. No, see, that actually seems right. Is all the game a big div? So, I'm not using Canvas. You are perceptive, my friend. Yes. Yes, it is. It's all HTML. It's all HTML, JavaScript, and vanilla JavaScript, and Sass styling. I'm not drawing anything in Canvas. I'm not using anything special like, you know, what normal websites use for game development. I created the video game like it's just one big website, and all these things are happening, you know, based off of normal listeners and intervals and timeouts and user interaction. Everything. So I mean, yeah, you could go into HTML, you could see everything. I mean, this is the grid for the touch screen, you know? Like, this is the key guide. This is the touch screen for the phone. These quadrants, like if you're on your phone, like these are the 9 spots you can touch with your thumb. It's all just HTML. And then we have our audio tags, you know, using HTML5 stuff, CSS3 stuff, but yeah, no Canvas. I hate Canvas. I couldn't do any of this troubleshooting if I used Canvas. You know what I mean? Because it just says Canvas. Or like it's nothing. There's nothing in there. You don't know what you're looking at. You can't see anything move. Just drawing it. But here I can really do the analytics. Yeah, it is crazy. I don't know. I just went down the path, you know. It just made the most sense. This like makes the most logical sense to me. And I know anybody just starting out in web development could literally work on this game. It's because it's just JavaScript and HTML and styling. You know what I mean? Nothing special. No crazy libraries. No React. It's all just it's literally like a giant lesson in basic HTML and JavaScript coding. And so far, pretty performant. I definitely couldn't do an online game and have like a bunch of people on it, but so far so good. Especially when I'm getting into like fighting people and stuff. But like I'm able to move around, you know, fairly comfortably, other than the collision points with the people that are flying around the page. I'll definitely have to work on some latency stuff, but yeah. I think this is working. I'm okay with this. I definitely want to slow him down more, especially for what I'm going to be doing with the boss. But I actually really do need to set the speed based off of the characters. So what I'm going to do is do const walking speed equals npc.dataset.speed. Let me see. What do I already have available in character? Seems like we're using everything. Value is the points they give you. I guess I don't need to use this for points. I do kind of think it's weird now that the game has changed. It used to be when you interact with a person you get points. But now I think I don't need that functionality anymore. Functionality. So I might just use value as the speed. I don't know. Maybe I'm being dumb. Maybe I should just add a new field. I'll just add a new field. I don't know why I'm being lazy. Let's actually make it part of explore path. False equals empty explore path. Then we'll do explore path. Speed. Otherwise, what? 0. Cool. Walking speed. What's your walking speed? Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, because I don't... Yeah. I don't need that. Alright, so that'll give me my value. But let's input the filter input, which walking path is right... Where the fuck is walking path? It's right... here. So let's... I think that's fine. Yeah, we'll save it the same way. Okay, it'll save it as part of the array. Yeah. I think I can do this correctly. So in the actual meta box, HTML, walking path is not going to be part of the field container. It's going to be outside of it. We'll just put it as the first value. Oops. Come on, shithead. Oop. And we'll do it like this, which, no, it's not a checkbox. It is like value. Piece a number. There we go. And this is speed. Fantastico. And this is going to be what? Explore path. 0. Oh, no. Explore path speed. Right? Yeah. Yeah, because it doesn't need to be part of the array. It's going to be a separate value in the array. Okay. Speed. I don't know why I add classes. I feel like maybe I need them. Alright, and then ID is explore path speed. And this should all get grabbed in the walking path now. And this is... index. Oh yeah, values over here. Walking point top, walking point left. Wait, what? Oh, yeah. So it says it's going to be walking paths. Ooh, this might screw up the whole array though if I do it like this. So I'm going based off of index. I might not be able to use explore path. Damn. Alright, well, looks like we're adding a new goddamn value. That's fine. Walking speed. We'll still be inside here. Class speed, walking speed, walking speed. It's a number. And walking speed will be part of this. Explore speed. Walking speed. And we'll just do the same shit we do for all these. Unsafe raw. Oh no, I can do number int for this one. It's gonna be an integer. Walking speed. Fantastic. Explore speed. Okay, so that should now save, and then let's just make sure I'm grabbing it. That's for enemy. Wait. That's, oh, wait a second, is that? Oh yeah, that's enemy. Here we go. Oh no, I already did it. No, I didn't. Pop. Walking speed. Speed. Oh, I guess I just need to get post meta. Womp. Let's just do that. Explore speed. Okay. And it's still going to be in the same position, but now I'll be able to set it. And for this one, I want it to be 8. I want to slow them down. And just make sure it works properly. Alright, we have walking speed. You will be 8. We will update you. Just double check that it's saving. And I think this should be fine. Yeah, it still works. Okay. Take your time, computer. I know you're dying for some reason. Why is my power dying still? It's plugged in too. Yeah, this thing's having a hard time. Let's see. What year is my Mac? (2018). 6 years old. Yeah. I think that graphics card's shit. Memory 16 gigs. Yeah. That's fine. They're just so expensive, you know? Like, I could get a more powerful Mac, I guess, but... I don't know. Because the companies provide computers, so I never have to buy it for, you know, normal work, but... Now that I'm doing so much... Alright, I mean, I've always been doing a lot. Side jobs and side things like this, but... There you go, it's saved. Perfect. You know, I always wanted my computer to be just as powerful as any of my work computers. It's just, you can only go so hard on a Mac, right? Without, I don't know, I mean, you can't mod them, but you can't get more powerful than the most powerful MacBook Pro. But with the PC, you know, I could buy a crazy rig with overclocked and, you know, liquid cooled and all that shit to get it more performant for streaming and working at the same time. Because that's my problem. But... okay, here we go. Data path. That's my walking path. So let's add this as well. Data speed equals walking speed. Oops, speed. Alright. Cool. And that'll come from post meta. I just like, you know, working with what I'm used to working in too. Because I always used to work on PC laptops, you know, and that's what I would always be using. And then people started giving me Macs once I started working full-time gigs, and then I got so used to working in Macs that just kind of a pain to move back and forth. But, it's not the end of the world. I can figure it out. Because I want to simulcast to YouTube Shorts live. And I tried that, and it destroyed everything. All my streams were bad. What am I doing? I have the speed. Now I gotta use it. Oh, wait. Did I already set it? Nope. Walking speed. Oh, data speed. So this is walking speed. Okay. Cool. Now I have the multiple. Fantastic. Great. So once that changes, I set it to 8, so he should be moving even slower now. And I mean, I could get crazy detailed in the walking motion, like put stopping points and stuff, you know, like move here, wait 3 seconds, move here, wait 3 seconds, move here, don't wait, move really quick. I don't know, but I don't know. I think I'll just create those those on a case-by-case basis. Oh yeah, look at that. Wait, what the fuck? Where's he going? What? Did I fuck up his... what did I do? Oh no, I added this and forgot to remove it. That was dumb. Okay, walking speed's 8. Yeah. I mean, technically... oh, okay, I forgot. Yeah. I need to remember that I have a set interval that's changing. I really wish I could set the interval to only change once he reaches his destination. Yeah, it's like those two are so smooth, and the last one always just kind of feels fast. But it seems right. The transition speed is correct. If I have the distance correct. It's possible that those two are swapped. Like that one should be 1500 and that one should be 1581. It does seem like the diagonal position is farther though, so farther should be slower. I don't know. It doesn't bug me that much. I think the only thing that bugs me is that he doesn't have his walking animation, so he's just floating around like a ghost. So, probably gonna have to put that together. obviously moving down, right? So I could determine that and set up classes based off of that, which I'm going to have to do, but for now, wouldn't it be better to use a linear curve? You mean to determine what position, what direction he's moving in? Oh, to prevent that easing. Yeah, there's definitely some ease. I mean, I have ease set to 0, but it definitely seems to be easing. I don't know, how would linear curve be set up for this? Because yeah, I have ease set to 0. I don't know. What is linear curve? Let's see. How would we set that up? I did just read about exponential something transitions that are supposed to be much better for camera movement, but oh, linear function provide many points. Who? Okay. Oh, okay. I see what you're talking about. Easing function, linear function, linear points list. This transition between two values may be applied in different situations. It may be used to describe how fast values change during animations. This lets you vary the animation speed over the course of its duration. You can specify an easing function for CSS transition and animation properties. This seems good, but what do they do? Linear's default? Oh, okay. Oh, okay, linear's default. So you think maybe switching... So is this... I don't get it. Steps, function, and keywords. Specify a linear function with one or more comma-separated linear stops, each containing up to 2 optional stop lengths to control the progress of an animation. So does the animation transition speed change? Are the numbers you're defining seconds? Like how long into the animation before the speed changes? Or is it just like during an animation it changes? So it's 4 numbers. Step easing. I don't really know even what the fuck, how to set this up. They need to give me some good examples. That's how I learn. Okay, here we go. Format segment syntax. Wait, what is this? They're just telling me some shit. Okay, here we go. Option. What? Okay, here we go. I want to see it in CSS. Oh, so this is actually for animations. But I think it said that you could set it up with transitions. Let's look up transition. No. Yeah, I don't know. It's not exactly... I think this only works with CSS3 animations. It does say transitions, but I don't think it's talking about CSS transition. Though I might be able to change the easing settings to make it more smooth. Like if I was just gonna look up smooth transition, CSS transition. From start to finish. CSS transitions. What do we got here? Yep, delay. That's always fun. Duration. What's your transition setting right now? I'm just setting transitions to a specified time. I'm not adding easing or anything. I'm just literally using transition. I mean, you can see it right here. Oh no, you can't. Let me pull this over, hold on. Let's pull this over. Okay. So you'll see here on the top, I'm just changing the time of transition. You see how it just changes based off of his distance? But like ease is set to 0. Oh, is it too small? Yeah, I just moved it. Here, hold on. Let's zoom in. Ooh, too big. Too big. There we go. So you see this right here? Yeah, this is my transition speed. So it's just using all the normal shit. No delays. Duration. Behavior's normal. Remove the ease. I don't know why it's setting that by default actually. Let me see. Because I don't think, yeah, I'm just setting the transition without, oh, maybe I did add ease. That actually might have been. No, see, yeah, see, I don't even have ease in this, just kind of adding it. But my ease was set to 0 anyways, so it shouldn't have had any effect. Oh yeah, see, it just adds it by default. Ooh. How do we do that? Linear. I'm gonna set it to linear instead of have it be ease, so linear. Let's see if that works. Because it seems like linear will just make it move like straight, 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 and get rid of the ease. Because right now it defaults to ease. This is pretty cool actually, that they let you do this. Ooh. Ooh, ease out. And look, I can change it too. Whoa, cubic bizarre. Dude, this visual ease editor is sick. Yeah, linear apparently is a thing. Going a little crazy here. Okay, let's see if it works now. With linear set. Yeah, it looks like the ease is gone now. It's just moving. It's just moving at a constant speed now. So cool. Yeah, linear works. That got rid of it. I wonder if my... Oh, I don't use transition. I actually move my left and top. That's why. Okay. Yeah, I'm only using transition for these dudes. And projectiles. Cool. Alright. So now that I have that, I need to create trigger points. Or like stop points. Because this is more for like cutscenes where the person's gonna like walk into frame and start talking to you, or you know, in a very normal use case, it's just somebody walking back and forth, right? Like he could be just kind of walking around in a circle right now. I'm still not super stoked on his third transition though, why it seems faster than the rest. Doesn't make a lot of sense why it would be so fast. But yeah, I don't really know a way around it. Let's zoom out. There we go. That's better. Let's put you back. Yeah, because for some reason... Wait. Oh, wait a second. It is going in the wrong order. Aha! It's going to 800. Okay. I think I could fix it then. Alright, alright, alright. So the problem is... I'm sending it in the wrong order. So let's go back to this. Okay, so I'm sending it in the wrong order. Which means I need to start... Just sending it in the wrong order. So it starts at 0, next position's 1. So maybe I need to do previous is actually the previous position. Like send it 1 back. Wait, which way is it wrong? Because it's going 800, then the big one, then the small. So it needs to go back 1. Let's try that. So starting position is going to actually be path array -1. Okay. And next is going to start at 0. Okay. So, now what we need to do... This is still the right logic. It needs to restart when it gets to a certain point. But the next position if position. Ooh, no. So now I need to know. So maybe it's if next position gets there, then the next position needs to be. Wait, what? Oh. Right. So that's the end. Next position would be 0. So if the next position equals the top, then I need to I'm confusing myself now. Otherwise position +1. Otherwise we reset it to this. Oh no, I don't need to do that actually. I just realized I don't need to do that. We can choose the default for that. Okay, so if the current position hits the end, then that means the next position needs to be 0. Right? Yeah, that's still the same. It's just where it starts. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm good. But this means that position is going to immediately be incorrect. Shit. Because position's going to get +1, which is going to be a number that doesn't exist, because it's already at the end. So it actually needs to be 0. So position is greater than... Okay, so if the length is greater than or equal to the position, which the first time it is, so that's wrong now. So it actually needs to be, oh god. I hate confusing myself. Math. Okay. So this gets set to 0 if position is the last one. But that doesn't reset it. The real thing is position needs to get set back to 0 after the first run. And then this needs to be 1. So if this equals... If position equals the end, which at first it does, then I actually need to set it to 0. But then it gets added here. I need to start at 0. Shoot. Alright. Then, if it equals that, if it does not, if this is greater than position, then add. Otherwise, position equals 0. Okay. I don't know if that'll work. It might work. And then in this case, I don't think this works. Next position. Position, if that equals the end, the next position is 0. Otherwise, it's position plus 1. Okay. But if this is greater than position, add to it. Comparison equals position may cause unexpected type origin. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not even doing that. Else position 0. I don't know. I'm gonna give this a shot because it should work. I think I'm doing this wrong. I think I should actually just rewrite it to use previous position and then position. And then just, you know, put position in the next position spot. That would probably make more sense, but let's see if this works. Okay, we're gonna get this. I want the transitions to be in the correct order. Let's see. So far, it's not looking much different. Okay. Still saying 800 on the way down. Did this change at all? Let's double check that I compiled. Wait a second. Now I'm doing... Oh shit, I think this needs to be next position now. Right, because next position is 0 now. Shoot, okay. I swear this makes sense. Okay. Let's check. Right now. Redo. Okay. So. Damn it. Wait, what is going on? Wait. That's correct. Longest. Second longest. Shortest. What'd I tell you, Beto? It's confusing, but it made sense. Okay. The transitions are now looping correctly. Look, now he's doing a consistent speed in all 3 spots. Regulate transition function, or transition, that function works when used properly. Yeah, that looks good. And now that we have it linear, that was genius. That was a good call out. Because now he's just like, boop, wait 2 seconds, boop, wait 2 seconds, boop, wait 2 seconds. Yeah, that's fantastic. Ooh, Grumblebug is live. Yeah, it's glorious. And I can add as many points as I want, and I'll just keep going from point to point to point. I do want to add a checkbox for a repeat, because some of these guys, you know. Oh, is it not looking good? You can't. Yeah. I'm kind of cutting out, I think. Alright. Well, this is where I take my leave anyways. Alberto, thank you so much for jumping on, man. It's always good to talk to you and see you. And, yeah, next thing we're going to work on is applying this probably to level 1, the cutscene. So I'm going to need to create a trigger for, you know, an option to set this walking path to a character during their cutscene. So I'll figure out how to do that. Yeah, it looks much better. Now he's moving at consistent speed in all 3 positions. The only thing that's wrong still is that it's set on an interval of 2 seconds. So like, I need to do an interval thing. Yeah, I need to do an interval logic as well, just like the transition, because right now it's set at 2 seconds for all 3, even though if it's really long, it'll look like he moves quicker. Yeah, me too. And I read a whole chapter on stream, so I made some progress on the book too. But awesome. I will catch you in the next one. I'm gonna say goodbye to YouTube first.